Hi developers, welcome to my YouTube channel Crosscut Dev Talks. So this will be my first video. So what I was feeling in my career and when I will be taking the interview. So I was thinking like somewhere like the developers is focusing is not focusing on the designs and like the solving the how to solve the problems. So they just learning they just cramming the things. So they are not solving, uh, they are not learning how to solve the problem. So in .NET, or I would say that in not in .NET, with every language we have the design patterns, architectural styles, principles. So every developer should know design patterns. So when they know the design patterns, they can develop awesome applications, enterprise applications, cloud native applications, modern app development. So like these design patterns, each developer should. So this is my first video. So I'll be starting from very basics. Like there is a problem. I was asking to each developers like on compile time and runtime binding, and most of the devs fails. And when in compared to the the experience range like 2 to 5 years, they are they are able to answer, but the more experience having more like about 10 year 10 plus years, they fails giving the answer of this problem. And it's very basic problem, I would say that. And like when someone is asking what is compile time binding and what is runtime binding, instead of just uh, giving some like overloading, overriding, something like that, and polymorphism example, we should be giving some real world scenarios, some object interactions, and how they how they transform, how their behavior going to be changed from compiled when we are building the application, compiling the application, when you are running the application. So let me start. So before starting me, so let me share something like I'll be building the uh, more videos on this topic. So so what I'll be going to cover. So I want to give you a glimpse so that you'll be stay tuned with my videos, and I would like if you it will be helpful for me, and it can encourage me. If you subscribe my channel and give me thumbs up, if there's any comment, you just write on the comments. So let me share with you. uh, just give me a minute. Here we go. Here we go. So let me minimize this so that it will be visible. Yeah, I think it's fine now. So when we see application, how we design the application, how we architected the applications. So it really depends on the nature of the application and the size of the application, what application we are building. So if you're working on complex architecture and enterprise applications, so we should be thinking when we are architecting the applications, right? And when you're working a application that is not much bigger, and it's just we have to deliver fast. So we should not be like we should deliver fast, right? So in that case, like we can start very uh, I would say that like very basic uh, architectures like no, I would not say that like monolith is a very basic architecture, but I would say that like when we are not uh, decoupling the like decoupling the components of a applications, and everything is combined into one solution. And just we have what we have done. So we have just created the separate folder for each responsibility. So in modern app development, what we have, we can create a reusable component that we can reuse, or maybe like it's more testable component, right? So when we are writing some business rules and some database scenarios, so we think like how they works. So we we think like it's a test in test driven architecture, like uh, we should be thinking about to test each component individually, right? So that makes sense, right? To architect an application, so it will be easily scale up, and we can debug the problems specifically where to which component it's just belongs. So I would say that it's just yeah, definitely it's just belong to the nature of the applications and what types of application we are building. So anyways, so the problem we will be throughout my videos will be going to be, I will be creating the videos on design patterns, solid principles, creational design patterns, structural behavioral design patterns, and architecture patterns, ASP.NET Core patterns, modern C# features and patterns. I'll be sharing some resource for the .NET developers, like if they want to enhance their knowledge in design patterns more, and so they can use those resources, and that resources really helps me, and it will helps everyone definitely. So I have developed a lot of project around 70 uh, repository I have on GitHub. I'll be sharing the links. I think I have developed the solution across. I have tried to cover the most of the topics, like the advanced topics like clean architecture, microservices, mediator, and like on security or JWT, like, and it is been noted for identity. So I have created these many projects on my, and I have those projects on in my repositories. Now let's start what problem we are going to be solve in this my first video. So this is a very basic problem. So let me start to writing the code into the uh, notepad, so that I'll just explain the problem first. Okay, public or typo, is ignore typos. Public class A. This is very famous class. Public class A, right? So every devs write like that only. So we start. Okay, just roll this. Void print. Okay, so let me write first, then I will explain what we are doing here. Anyways, okay. So we have this P, and this is virtual. This is right, and this is saying brain. So what we are doing here, we have a class A. It is having a virtual method print, and this class is having its own implementation saying print A. Now we have another class B inherited from class A, right? So it's overriding this base class method, and it's having its own implementation saying print p, right? So there is nothing fancy here, just trying to explore the problem, I'm trying to explaining the problems, then we'll try to solve this. So when we say that A equal to new A, so we are instantiating the class A, then B is equal to new B, instantiating the class B. Now the problem starts here. If we say that assigning B into A, so the first question is this a valid valid casting? What we are doing here, assigning the object of B into A, is this a valid thing? And the second one, if yes, then we'll just I'll write this uh, again. Okay, so what we are doing here, so we have a class A, parent class object and the child class object. So yes, it is possible we can assign the object of the child class into parent class, right? So this is possible. So now let's come to another one. If this is valid, then if I say that a dot print, so at run compile time, this is the object of a class, and the compile time, this belongs to this class, right? So when we run this program and debug this one, and when we see when this object will call this method, it's going to be called the method of b class. This is runtime binding. The compile time, the object of a is belongs to a class, and the runtime it belongs to b class, right? So what's happening? So a is referring the object of the b class, and the runtime changing its behavior. So this is the example of the compile time and runtime bindings, right? So let's see this one. Let me open the instance of Visual Studio. Visual Studio. Softening. Create new project. Project. Okay. Console application. That's fine. Okay. We can see that uh, design pattern one. Let me change this one and put this one. Let's place this one. The directory. Let me delete it. I don't want container. I don't want this. Let it be as is. Okay. Just okay. Oh, okay. So uh, right. Just saying let's cancel this position. So we have replicated the same one here. So let's see, assigning the object of B into A. Let's see, right click, go to definition, where it is going. So it is going here, A class object. So compile time, it's binding to its on class object. Sorry, on class, yeah, definitely object. Okay, so when we are going to run this program, so let's see what will happen. So let's have a breakpoint here, breakpoint here, breakpoint. Right. So let me have a breakpoint here as well. Okay, let me debug it. Uh, Something is happening. Okay, so again, same problem. It's happening there. Okay, so let me debug it. Okay, now see this object, right? So it's having the reference of B class now. The runtime. In the compile time, it was the A object, right? So let's see when we debug it. Oh my god, okay. It's a problem here. Okay, so let's see. It's calling the object of, it's calling the method of B class. So runtime, behavior of this A class object is changing. So this is compile time and runtime binding. I hope, friends, I think you'll be loving this problem and you will try to play and extend this problem maybe how you want. If you like it and if you want these types of problem more, you want to see it, just write me into the comment, subscribe the channel, comment. Thanks. Stay tuned and happy bowling. Thank you.